the hours they put in mindlessly tapping. Then again, they can't count on the national currency, the naira. The government has twice devalued the naira in the past year, trying to enable it to float more freely and attract foreign investments. The upshot is lost nearly 70% of its value against the dollar. Nigeria cannot produce enough food for its growing population. Food imports rise 11% annually. The currency devaluation caused those imports, already expensive because of high tariffs, to explode in price. Nigerians can become paupers almost overnight, so they are searching for anything that might hold its value, or ideally, get them rich. So people are looking for me everywhere, said Rabiu Biora, the undisputed king of tapping in Kano, opening one of his 5 foldable phones to add to his 2.7 billion taps on the Tap Swap app. Not to attack me, but to collect something from me. A relaxed, business-like 39-year-old followed everywhere by young, tech-savvy acolytes. Mr. Biora would only say that he made over $10,000 from the previous tapping craze. This is Mr. Biora. So he profits from everyone else's taps. So he encourages them in posts on social media and by providing free internet to anyone willing to sit outside his house. Nigerians don't need much encouragement. Despite the risk and volatility, Nigeria has the second highest cryptocurrency adoption rate in the world. So every evening, struggling young men gather by Mr. Biora's home and tap. So please for help. In much of Nigeria, it's normal to share with your neighbors and give alms to the poor. Every day, people come to the gate of Kano's Freedom Radio station to drop off sheets of paper containing heartfelt appeals for help, paying medical bills or school fees, or to recover from some disaster. A radio presenter chooses 3 to read out daily, and often a sympathetic listener calls in to pay the supplicant's bill. But lately, the appeals have multiplied, and the offers of help have dried up. Good Samaritans used to come to the ER and pay strangers' bills for them. Mr. Garba said, that rarely happens now, either. Still, Mr. Garba said, the number of patients coming to his hospital has almost halved in recent months. Many of the sick never even make it. They can't afford the 20-cent bus ride. So, a correction. And that was pretty much it, okay? So they said a correction was made on June 11, 2024. They said an earlier version of a map with this article, it misstated the name of a state in central Nigeria. It is Nasarawa, not Asarawa. Don't worry, we got that. So please, if you are watching, can anybody just raise their hand and tell me if any part of that report is a lie or exaggerated? I know a lot of people will kind of agree that it didn't even cover anything. It's just like scraping the surface, like scraping that. Yeah, and that is why Idris Abdul Karim's latest banger, that's the kind of music we should be letting our children listen to. There are so many of you who listen to Jaga 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 at the time, and then you've watched Nigeria gone through that slippery slope and through down the rabbit hole today. Tell your children to come and sing this. I'll use that as the mini break first. He captured it well, and this is where he actually fired a shot at Adeboye. Yes, we'll continue from there, okay? Please. Àwa ló kàn, ó ti di ebi ló kàn. Ebi ń pa wá, Mr. Tinubu, ebi ń pa wá o. And then Adeboye, children can sing this. Call them over.
Emi look on, don't turn, Emi look on. Yorubas are screaming, Hausas are crying, Igbo brothers are saying, don't blame them. Igbos are being discriminated. Even food don't turn to gold in Nigeria. Kidnapping, lucrative business in Nigeria. Imagine saying your grandchildren where they kidnap. By now, your soldiers for don't scatter Nigeria. How common man won't get money for ransom when they kidnap him, his wife and his children? After everything, now kill, they go kill them. See, as Naira, they fall against dollar. Emi Lokon, don't turn to Ebi Lokon. And you say make we sacrifice for Nigeria. 7 billion to renovate your residence. 15 billion for your traveling allowance. That's not for you and your only vice president. 40 billion for Asurok maintenance. 5 billion for food and refreshment. 100 of millions for dogs and animals. Meanwhile, hunger they kill Nigerians. What did Nigerians do to warrant this treatment? Even Gary, they no fear afford for the family. Tinubu government blame Buhari. Buhari government blame Jonathan. Hunger day, people they die. This one don't pass jaga jaga. Oh. Emi Lokon, OTB, Emi Lokon, Baba, Emi Lokon, Edaku, Emi power. Emi Lokon, OTB, Emi Lokon, Baba, Emi Lokon, Edaku, Ojetiwo. Tinubu was APC party leader during Mr. Buhari Jaga government. Why didn't you help Buhari to solve the problem? Debt under Buhari, 77 trillion. No proof of any positive transformation. Unborn children ain't go pay for this evil. You know, say Buhari was incompetent, but you still bring him to destroy Nigeria. Paddy government, now you are the president. Since Buhari don't destroy Nigeria, I hope say you go free bring him to judgment. Emefiele printed 23 trillion within 8 years under Buhari government. $6 million for election observers. They say somebody forged Buhari's signature. Now lie, Buhari signed that document, period. Where our refineries, where una promise to fix. I been a Dangote refineries would they depend on how much una don't make from removal of subsidies. Since una don't they sell fuel for 600 per litre. People they sell their properties to feed their families. Meanwhile, you and your cronies they buy more properties. Shout out to Labour chairman, una well done. If the government say they no fit pay 65k, then make them pay Senate and Rep 65k. Make all of us they enjoy the suffering and smiling. What you give is what you deserve. Ojoro no day. Free Nnamdi Kanu. Shout out to very black dark man. Where our daddy, Pastor Adeboye. During Good Luck Jonathan, your voice was so loud. You even vow to stage a 1 million march. Hunger and hardship under Tinubu government. You say Nigeria gets spiritual problem. Baba, we need your 1 million disciples to protest against President Tinubu government. Just the way you protest against President Jonathan. Daddy, I be leg on the pain your disciples. Fact, this na very big hypocrisy. It's time for you to speak the truth to power, because hunger won't kill Nigerians. Tinubu government blame Buhari. Buhari government blame Jonathan. Hunger day, people they die. This one don't pass jaga jaga. Oh. Emi Lokon, OTB, Emi Lokon, Baba, Emi Lokon, Edaku, Emi power. Emi Lokon, OTB, Emi Lokon, Baba, Emi Lokon, Edaku, Ojetiwo.
Thank you so much, Idris Abdul Karim. Yeah, that's some great piece of work there, honestly. And if I see Idris Abdul Karim's, what do you call it? Fans support link, I will promote it and I will contribute towards that too. Just the kind of people that, you put your resources together and support. If Nigeria was a real place. Then there was a clip. I don't know how recent or how old this clip is. Immediately after that music, then this came out. and it was from Adeboye.
The elders say there are 3 categories of madness. There's the one who is mad, walking about naked. And they said that's the lowest category of madness. Why? Because if you are walking along the street and you see that fellow coming, you move to the other side. That one is easy to avoid. Category 2 is the one that is fully dressed. I mean, 3-piece suit. Some of them riding in the Rolls Royce. And yet they are crazy. Just one of them demonstrated his craziness, and the economy of the world crashed. And we have PhD and still be mad. Some who are apostles by title, and they are crazy. And there are many of them now on YouTube. And all you need to do is say a word, and you silence them. The category 3, the worst type of madness, according to the elders, is the one who pays attention to a madman. A madman is dancing, and you are watching. You are category.
He has no job. He has.
I'm a pulpit bandits. You know that they said Redeemed Christian Church of God is the church chapter. Oh no, sorry, the church arm of APC. Have you seen Pastor Ruga lately? Pastor Ruga is preaching now that people should remember Christ and all of that. They should be good as Christians in government. They have to think about the people. That's Pastor Ruga. So the article of New York Times rattled the Tinubu scam, and they have said that we were right. Bokwari is a criminal. And not just himself, his wife, his children, his political appointees from A to Z, their own wives and husbands, relatives, children too, family generally. I've said that here before. So Tinubu's statement categorically says Nigeria was dead. He inherited a dead Nigeria. The question now is from who? From that article. You have been, summarily warned. Whatever you are facing in Nigeria right now, Omoyami, Kemi Ola Ogunio, because I don't want to say Kemi Iya Ogunio. Warm up, last on you, all these things you are witnessing. If you are watching me from Nigeria right now, would you me that? Oh, clear, go clear, right? But what about my voice? Show clear, go door. Call off me, let me talk on you. I just don't know. Because sometimes, right, you also have to pray and say, Kolomatori Yadawasi. Whatever you are facing in Nigeria right now, economically, Eshimara bag of price is 200,000 naira. You just need to take a look at what these guys are doing. They are so defensive. And then they are, it's like they believe themselves. Okay, they are telling themselves that they are doing well. Majority of you don't even know. It's because you don't like them. Yeah. They are planning for next election. Like everything is all right. So that is the actual red flag for you to take me serious. And don't think I am wishing anything bad on you. Because a lot of you, what you wish on yourself, right, is so worse that you don't deserve any pity. But only if what you wish on yourselves will happen to you only, then maybe we won't worry. Look at what you have brought up on Nigeria. Some of you are defending them. So we see what you have brought upon yourself. So the bottom line is that this guy's action, you are still going to buy a liter of petrol for 2,000 naira per liter. And you'll be asking yourself, how did that happen? How did this happen? There are so many of you here. If you are old enough, that in your wildest dream, you will never believe that $1 to naira will be exchanged for over 1,500 naira in your lifetime. I don't think you probably ever imagined that. Did you ever imagine that one day in call, you are going to be buying a bag of rice for 90,000, 95,000? Ever? Those of you are like grown up. That is to tell you that whatever Bukwari did, na child's play to what these guys are gonna do. And it can only be one end goal, one consequence. Unfortunately, Bible said that where the sinners are being punished, even the innocent go collect. That's not fair, but it is that's how the world kind of runs. So I don't know if I should be praying for you, long life. Do people actually still say long life and prosperity anymore? I don't know. I'm just saying, people have become so poor. Their purchasing power has become so gone. Oh, but if you are watching me from Nigeria, it's not my prayer or wish that you are going to wake up in the next few weeks and you are going to be asking yourself again, what is this again to your long? A lot of you are trying to manage, but you know something. What you are doing is you are rationing, you are adjusting like that frog inside inside this boiling pot. That's what some of you are doing. Aduke was on this program, I think it was 2 days ago or yesterday, when Aduke told us that she just came back from Nigeria. People are cashing out. There are this elite that are cashing out. They are like, as all of you are complaining, they are getting contracts here and there, from their past, millions of naira. They are buying, they are purchasing, all these high-end properties and all that. That was what Aduke saw. It has always been like that, my dear. But something is that you should know is that circle has become more, it's shrinking, so to say. People are dropping off every now and then. There were those who had access to all these unlimited, illegally sort of mobilized funds within the system. That's what Nigeria is. You don't even have to know where the money is coming from. Your friend could just be a caterer. Boom. 2 billion naira. Wow, 2 billion for waiting. That's what they do. But the thing here is that space is shrinking because more and more people are becoming more desperate that they want access to that. It is like a bubble. They are like in their own cycle. And they become greedier and greedier and greedier. And You can imagine the amount of money they are now actually confirmed to have been looted by these guys. And a lot of us are wondering, what are they doing with all of that money? Because their space where they used to steal has grown bigger. More and more people within that space. And there are more and more dropping off too. So the bubble will burst soon. It's going to be like everybody's just going to wake up and the whole thing stream is going to dry up. And then we'll see how they react afterward. The poverty that you have in Nigeria right now is caused by the collaboration of the rogues who are still in charge of Nigeria. And they are not changing. No, they are not. It's going to get worse. I don't want that for you. I've got families there. I've got friends. I look at them and I'm like, people will look at them and think they are lazy. People look at some of you and they think you are lazy. Because no amount of what you do, you're almost not going to have anything to show for it. Like, what kind of life is that? That's not fair. And if you understand this very well, there should never be any place in your mind, in your heart, in your head that has any soft spot for these guys. There shouldn't be anything left in you that still tells you maybe they know what they are doing. I don't know. I'll leave it at that. So they have told Nigerians that Nigeria will need sacrifices. They say Nigeria needs sacrificing citizens to progress. That's what Tinubu said. And let me show you the sacrificing citizens.
To our Senate President and Bola Ahmed Tinubu, our fallen president, people are going through a lot. The poor people are suffering. I know you don't feel the pains of the poor. I know you don't feel anything about the poor. Nothing concerns you about what the poor people are going through, because your heart is as dark as charcoal. You are like a vulture looking for a dead body to devour. I know you don't feel the poor people pains. I wonder how the poor people keep quiet. They refuse to say something. They refuse to pour out their agony. Everybody is keeping quiet, enjoying the hardship that Tinubu has brought to us. I'm not going to enjoy it because I don't have. That is why I will speak out. I will use the small money I have to buy data to speak out. We are suffering. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I know you don't have heart. Your heart is as dark as charcoal, but I will still say something. And my prayer is, your children will face what you put us through. Your children will suffer it. You think you have escaped, but our prayer is your children will, calamity will fall upon them. Distraction will fall upon your children. God will hit your children with a bigger problem that is way higher than what the poor people are going through. Disaster will fall upon your children. They will suffer. The kind of disaster that will fall upon your children, even the best hospital in abroad cannot be able to save your children. God will punish your children, because we the poor are going through a lot. We can no longer afford food in the market anymore. God will punish your children. If I say God will punish you, you are older. Very soon you will die. So it is your children that my prayer is going to. Disaster will fall upon your children. The kind of disaster that will fall upon your children, even the doctors will not be able to save your children. Your lineage will perish by the grace of God, except God did not answer. God did not want to answer the prayers of a poor person. As long as God lives and God answered prayers, your children will face calamity by the grace of God. To our senior
of our great leaders, oh, Thunder, where are you? This is the time you are supposed to strike, so that you eliminate all of them, so that you have peace in our nation. Or join them in one aeroplane, so that it will crash land in the course of their journey. Furthermore, our security agents.
He say, I wish that works. I know some of you watching that will be like, oh, man, see passion. Man, this girl is cursing from her heart. See, I tell you, karma is a poor man or a weak person's gets back sort of a feeling. You know, when I can't fight somebody, something happens to them, I'm just like, thank you. See, karma. God has come to my aid and fought for me. Or God has fought for me. Sorry, God has fought for me or something like that. That's karma. When something bad happens, or